Here in Detroit, we know Canada, of course, is just across the river. Our next door neighbor is part of the British Commonwealth, and the Queen reigned over for so many years, it included Canada as well. Our native Brit, Tim Pamplin, spent the day in Windsor. Live now with reaction from there. Tim.
Yeah, Devon, a very, very sad day for so many over here, and yours truly. It was shocking when we came down to Dieppe Park here, a park that the Queen came to in the mid-80s, 84. And a lot of people down here remember that, but when the news broke a few hours back, the sentiment here was just of absolute grief. Take a look.
Oh.
What? Wow.
It's kind of surreal to know she passed away. The world's probably going to go through a shock the next day or two.
The news is indeed reverberating around the planet. Of course, not just the Queen of Great Britain, but of the Commonwealth and the territories. Many of us grew up with her, felt like we knew her, and she gave the impression that she knew each and every one of us.
That figurehead and gives continuity over the decades. And I just heard today on the radio she's been Queen for, I think, at least 12 Canadian Prime Ministers and a whole slew of British Prime Ministers. So she's, you know, it's that continuity over the course of many years.
The continuity, of course, it's someone we all looked up to in times that were hard and times that were good. She was always there. She was the steady hand that led the country, led the Commonwealth. So back over here in Windsor now, flags just all down at half-staff. Coming up at 5 o'clock, like I said earlier, the Queen was here in the late 80s. We'll take a look back on her visit to Windsor. Back to you guys downtown.
Yeah. All right, Tim. Boy, the very definition of steadfastness. More coming up from Tim at 5. And there is more local coverage ahead you won't see anywhere else. At 5, we'll look back on the Queen's 2 visits to Windsor that Tim just mentioned. At 5:30, an in-depth look at her rise to power in a world so dominated by men, especially at the time, and how being a wife and grandmother shaped the way that she ruled. At 6, you'll meet another Canadian with personal memories of his family's meeting with the Queen. And complete coverage can be found right now at clickondetroit.com.